Hey, what is happening, guys? Rules for Rebels here, and today we're going to be talking about this book, The Millionaire Fastlane. I just got it in the mail yesterday. Started reading the intro, but haven't really read it yet. I've heard this book talked about a lot and recommended a lot in business circles and on entrepreneurship forums and Reddit and things like that. It's apparently the #1 bestseller in finance and entrepreneurship. You'll learn more in 2 days from this book than you will in 2 years of business college courses, and it's 1/100th of the price. So I've heard great things about this book. I've heard some people complain it's a little bit too many analogies about cars and stuff if you're not into cars, but overall I've heard this book is pretty good. I heard it thrown around in a forum the other day, and it's got kind of a sentiment to it that I think a lot of different entrepreneurs, whether you're talking Tim Ferris, Ty Lopez, Alex Becker, all kind of echo the same message that's in this book. So here's my idea, guys. I was thinking we'll do a little book club. I don't know about you guys. Like, I love to read, but I just don't have the time to read. And a lot of times after a long day at work, I come home and I start reading. I'm like, oh man, I just want to like veg out in front of the TV or whatever. So I thought if we did like a little book club, everybody kind of has some accountability, and that if I read chapter 1, you got to read chapter 1. If you read chapter 1, I got to read chapter 1. Kind of like having a gym buddy or whatever. And this is a little bit of a thicker book. So I thought we'll do a little book club. Maybe every couple days I'll make a video on one chapter and we'll kind of discuss it. I'll kind of share my thoughts. You guys can share your thoughts in the comments. If you want to make a video response, that'd be awesome as well. I know officially YouTube doesn't have video responses anymore, but we can still do it. But the Millionaire Fastlane, it's available on Amazon. I bought my own copy. I'll show a picture of the receipt in a second here. I will drop a link to this book in the description box below. Being upfront, it's an affiliate link, so if you buy the book, I will get 4% commission off the book. I mean, it's a matter of cents, it's not much. I would suggest check out it. Your library probably has it. I've been big on going to the library lately and saving money on buying a lot of books. If you have a half-price books in your area, you can probably find this for a couple dollars, like even cheaper than Amazon. If you have a discount bookstore, eBay, you can probably find it cheaper. Amazon's got it. I think I paid $12 for it just because I wanted it shipped in 2 days with Prime. I think you can get a copy for like $5 or something. But yeah, I'm going to be doing like a little book club of the Millionaire Fastlane. I kind of got this idea. My mom's in town from South Carolina, and she's originally from here, so she's got all her friends here and stuff. And last night she went to a book club with her friends, and I don't think they actually read books. I think they just like to get together and drink wine and to get a little buzz and chit-chat. But it kind of gave me the idea to do a little book club. I know Ty Lopez and some other people do these, so I just figured we can kind of hold each other accountable to make sure we're all actually reading, and also we can kind of stir up some good discussion. Let me read you a quick Amazon review. It's a top Amazon review, and it says, if you are serious about wealth, start here. This is an honest-to-goodness, get-rich-quick book, but you must understand 2 things. First, the first quick is 5 to 10 years, and second, quick does not mean easy. Most get-rich-quick books or programs really scam people into believing there's a method called Get Rich Easy. DeMarco, the author, does an extremely good job of telling the truth about what it takes to really achieve wealth. And I think that's a good point. The reason that there's so many online gurus and stuff out there, and the reason they all tell you how you can make $5,000 a week in your first week, is because most people don't want to do the hard lifting. Most people don't want to hear that it's going to take you several years to become successful. Most people don't want to hear that you may have a couple failures before you have your first success. And so a lot of people are kind of praising this for not being like total fluff and like, you can do this in 30 days. That's not to say it's going to take you 5 to 10 years to have success, but basically just get rich quick exists. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be overnight. The book starts off describing 3 economic paths that most people follow. The first path is a sidewalk where people are basically living from paycheck to paycheck. The second is what MJ calls the slow lane. Work hard for 40 to 50 years, dutifully save 10% or more in your 401k, and retire with a modest sum. However, there are many dangers with the slow lane method. It depends on everything going right for those 40 to 50 years. Not a good bet. Then the fast lane. You are in control of your destiny. You work extremely hard for 5 to 10 years in a business which has a chance of making big money. And once you build the business to size, you have a liquidation event, generally a sale. There's a lot of wisdom in what he says. Most people who start their own business violate the rules that MJ gives. Your business must fill a need. It cannot be what you love or what you are good at. The product or service must be of value in the marketplace. and you must be able to scale the business either by providing massive value to a few people or providing good value to a large number of people. You cannot scale a local sandwich shop. Any business that cannot be scaled is simply a job. MJ takes good aim at MLM opportunities and other businesses that you can enter by buying a $199 distributor kit. Let's see here. In addition to the business and investing lessons, there are some extremely great life lessons in the book. MJ shares a lot of the lessons he learned the hard way. Lessons such as your life is a composite of the choices you made. Your choices are made in a moment, but their consequences transcend a lifetime. He also gives some great lessons about time, how it is our most valuable asset. This book is extremely easy to read, which I like. However, it will probably change a lot of your long-held beliefs. If you are seeking some magic formula to getting wealthy without a lot of effort, look elsewhere. If you want a serious manual with some raw truth told by someone who might appear to be your Dutch uncle, then study this book and follow his advice. MJ does not soft pedal the facts of life about getting wealthy. He speaks from experience and gives you some great insights into what it really takes to get wealthy. Highly recommend, but only for those willing to do what it takes. So the one message that I really wanted to echo in Alex Becker's book, which I'm going to be shipping out to a lot of you guys here in the next coming days, those of you who, I got to check my private message, I've been really slammed lately. In Alex Becker's book, he says the same thing that MJ DeMarco seems to say. He says, most people are told, go get a college education, spend 20 years of your life going to school, to then get like $50,000 to $100,000 in debt, to come out of school, to then maybe get a job making $40,000 a year for a couple years, and work hard every day and put 10% away. And if your company doesn't go bankrupt, if you don't get laid off, if you don't get sick or have any life circumstances throw you out of work, if everything goes perfectly for those 40 to 50 years, at the end of those 40 to 50 years, you can retire and enjoy the last 5 or 10 or 15 years of your life before you die. Although keep in mind, this is at the end of your life, so you're going to have creaky bones and arthritis, and you're not really going to be able to enjoy the situation to the fullest like you did if you were retired in your 30s or 40s or whatever else. So Alex Becker makes a similar analogy. In his book, he says, everyone says entrepreneurship is risky, but in reality, entrepreneurship, not every entrepreneur is going to be successful. Not every entrepreneur is going to make it big. But if you think that it's safe going to get a job and everything has to go right for 40 years, and the analogy he makes is, imagine if you were putting a new roof on your house, right? If the roof job on your house was going to take 30 days, there's probably a pretty good chance, unless you live in Arizona, and even then there's probably a pretty good chance that over the course of those 30 days it's going to rain, right? And it's going to screw up your roofing job, or you're going to get water in the house. On the flip side, if you're doing a roofing job and it can be done in 2 days, there's a lot smaller chance that in those 2 days it's going to rain as opposed to 30 days. So that's kind of the analogy to working for a company for 40 years, hoping that they don't lay you off, hoping that you continue to get your raises, hoping that you can max out your 401k, hoping that your employer is still going to do the 401k match. If all that stuff goes right over a period of 40 years, which what are the chances of that? At the end, you're going to have a moderately comfortable retirement. However, if you bust your ass and do something outside the box and do something on your own for a couple years and really work hard, you potentially could make as much money in those couple years as most of these other people are taking to set themselves up over the course of 20, 30, 40 years. And I'm not hugely successful. I have a decent, I have a moderately successful business going. I'm living comfortably. Me and my partner enjoy what we do. But from probably 2012 to date currently, the first 3 years I was working a 40-hour-a-week job, plus running a $2 million plus year business, running a business that every year did $2 million plus in sales, on top of my 40, 50, 60 hour a week job. My business partner was doing the same thing. So, it was a grind. Sometimes I'd have to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, put in a couple hours of work before I actually went into my day job. And then when I got home from work, I'd be printing labels and returning phone calls and doing other things. So, it was a grind. It was literally years of totally busting my ass, always being exhausted. But I feel like it paid off. The business is going well today. I still work hard, but it's not as if I'm needing to put in 16, 17 hours a day or anything crazy like that. So I really like the message of this book that entrepreneurship may not necessarily be riskier than having a career or having a job or whatever else. And also, who said entrepreneurship even has to be risky? Like, entrepreneurship doesn't mean you have to leave your job today and invest your life savings in some business. Quite honestly, unless you're starting like a software company or like manufacturing some new product which you're designing from scratch, most businesses can be started with a business plan of just a couple bullet points on a sheet of paper. Most businesses can be started with maybe a couple $100s at most, potentially even free if it's something like affiliate marketing. You're substituting time and effort and energy for, in the place of money. So I mean, just to give you an example, me and my partner's business, we started it with $268. We both pooled some money, spent $268, and that business, I don't know what our year-end stats are, but I mean, the past couple of years, been doing over $2.5 million a year, all off something that started with $268 on eBay. Not every business needs to be super risky. Not every business requires a ton of capital. So I mean, I suggest read Tim Ferris, A 4-Hour Work Week. Read the $100 Startup. These books are going to show you that like most businesses can be started in under 3 days with no business plan and with like $100. And where's the risk in that? If you strike out, you're out $100. That's probably what you spend on coffee in a week or two or something like that. So get started, move forward, do stuff. There's really not a whole lot to lose, and there's a lot to gain. So like I said, I haven't started reading this yet. How about this? We'll start this on Monday. I don't know exactly when I'll post a video, but that'll at least give you guys a couple days to either go get the book or order the book. If you order it through Prime, you should have it in 2 days. I'm going to start reading the book probably today or something like that, and then I'm going to make a video on each chapter, just kind of like little book club, my thoughts on each chapter. I'd love for you guys to, any of you guys who want to get involved in this, grab a copy of the book if you already have one. You already got one. Like I said, check out eBay, half-price books if you got one near you. Go to the library and grab it. Otherwise, it's $12 on Amazon. I'll drop a link to it. But yeah, I'm going to make kind of my thoughts, my synopsis of each chapter. You guys can drop comments with your thoughts. If you guys want to make a video response to my video and we can kind of have this little roundtable chat of all of us making videos, we can do that. Maybe at some point we'll do like a live Google Hangout on YouTube or something like that. But thought this was kind of a cool idea. Thought you guys might enjoy it. I think this will hold me accountable to making sure that I read this book in a reasonable amount of time. And if any of you guys like books and like reading, but maybe have a hard time sticking to your reading schedule or whatever else, maybe we can kind of all keep each other on task. So thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Drop a comment below with your thoughts if you want to get in. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.